Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Frankly Stone podcast. I am Matt Stone, and as always, I got my good buddy Frank Maloney. And Frank, I'm happy as hell to be back sitting here with you, man. I got to be honest, I'm getting a little, I'm getting a little like
hard.
I was gonna say emotional, but yeah, that works too. It's been a while since we've been able to record.
Mm-hmm.
We're in our new summer studio. Cool.
I mean, it's kick-ass.
It's badass, man. I love it.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot that's been going on. We have been gone for. I mean, we were trying to do the math. It's been over a month, but
Feels like at least over a month.
yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, and I like how I said trying to do the math when we could have easily just pulled out a calendar and figured it out real fast.
Oh no, but we're not going to do that.
We're not going to do that,
folks.
yeah.
And we wouldn't do that to you. Let you think that
we know what's happening.
Trying
here.
very hard.
No, that's kind of the whole like mystique that we have here. That we're just kind of like figuring this out as we go. But I mean, it feels good to be back. We do want to apologize. Like, we don't want to take these kind of breaks, and we don't intend to any longer. We're gonna keep churning out the episodes for you guys. But we've just been busy. It's just been a lot going on. It's the start of a Door County summer, and there's just been shit happening.
Yeah, if you watch our little video that we put out, you've already kind of heard this, but season got upon us really quickly. We had to move over to the new studio.
You were doing stuff. I was doing stuff.
You were doing stuff, of course. So like, but yeah, I feel like we're pretty comfortable now. People can expect consistent content from us. And we're very fucking happy to be back.
Dude, it's so much fun. But, thinking about all of the, how happy we are to be back, we're back in a Door County summer. It's already past Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, this summer feels like there's a lot of new stuff happening. I mean, every summer there's just kind of like the few new things that are coming on. But, like, this particular summer feels like there's a ton. It feels like there's so much new. I mean, as far as like businesses and just things happening, like it feels like a really happening summer.
Yeah. Shit's happening all over, man. Yeah. A lot of new stuff has popped up while we were away. My favorite so far has been Sergio's food truck.
I haven't tried it.
Oh, wow.
I haven't tried it.
You're an idiot.
I'm sorry.
What do you do between 8 to 4? On most days of the week.
Yeah, no, not busy at all. But so they are 8 to 4. Why are they open so early?
Well, they're at the usually they're at the Peninsula Park golf course.
Yeah, they're right
so
in
they serve breakfast tacos and shit.
Oh, breakfast! Oh, duh. I for whatever reason, my brain just forgot that breakfast tacos are the greatest. Breakfast food.
Eggs in tortillas. Yeah, pretty good.
Man. Yeah. Fair. Oh shit, that's gonna mess up my segue later for the greatest. Whatever, I'll get there later. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll figure it out. I'll smooth that over later. But I do love breakfast tacos, and I haven't tried Sergio's yet though. So it's good.
I have not had their breakfast food at all, but I will tell you this: the carne asada tacos there are like street tacos you get in the city.
Yeah.
I just sit there. They don't have like a picnic table or anything, so you just sit on the parking stoop, and you pour your hot sauce on and just eat tacos like they're actually meant to be. It's
authentic.
Like, it's fucking awesome, man. That's one of my favorite new things that's been going on.
But that was the fellow. I would assume his name is Sergio. Is that real?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. He was at the Northern Grill a little bit last year, right? Like on karaoke night.
This is what I have heard. Nobody told me last year, and I feel betrayed. Although maybe they did, and I forgot. I mean, who can know?
It could be. Yeah. Very could be true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah. I don't. It's like no free ads, but that's kind of just been my favorite new thing that's been going on here in Door County. How about you?
Well, okay. So my favorite new thing is, obviously I'm a little biased, but Cultured just opened up on the corner of Q and
Cultured, is that like a museum or?
You would think so. No, it is actually a sourdough bakery. But on Saturdays and Sundays, they're slinging out these bagel Sammies that are out of this world. So everything's sourdough. It's like super good. And yeah, they're like, if not a breakfast taco, bagel sandwich has got to be right up there, 1A, 1B as best breakfast options.
Well, more of just a bacon and eggs guy, but
oh well, yeah, but that's because you're like you try to do this whole no carb
and I fail,
which is stupid.
No, of course, dude. A bagel fucking sandwich is delicious, but we have to do full disclosure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do work there.
Well, I think more importantly, I'm in a relationship with the with the proprietor, with the owner Matej. So
in a relationship,
we're dating. Yeah. We are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So of course, yeah, I'm biased, but like it's good, dude. Like you can't tell me it's not good.
Well,
you
I can't tell you it's not good because I couldn't tell you if it was good either.
Yeah.
Because you're only open on days that I work and you have lines out the door, apparently.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I think it's awesome, and I'm very proud of her. And I want you to come in. We got to, and what we actually have to do is get the Sandwich Man in for a bagel sandwich review.
Oh, speaking of which, speaking of things that are new.
Okay.
Hey Man, the Sandwich Man is over 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Which is fucking insane.
What are our friends at Vegan DVDs at?
I don't know. I haven't checked because they don't even exist anymore, as far as I can tell.
Told that. I mean, I think first off,
I think they pulled out of the game.
Like to give us a little credit here. I think on our very last podcast we said if those guys don't come on the show
or girls,
yeah, fair. How funny would that be if it was a chick?
Yeah, but go on.
Anyways, that they're going to become irrelevant, and they seem to have
faded into extinction.
That's it, man. Yeah,
sucks for vegan DVDs, but Hey Man, the Sandwich Man is alive and well. And I just want to touch on one thing. Today, there was a video I posted yesterday, which is irrelevant to the people who are watching this right now.
Yeah,
the timeline, but. It was from the Northern Grill, and yes, he was clearly had a few drinks. And there's this one comment as I checked the account today, and it says, "He is so clearly drunk, no one should ever watch this man again."
You clearly do not understand.
And so I'm like, I'm just fucking interested in it, right? So I click on the profile. It's a dude who has no posts.
It's a burner?
It could be, but it's also like just like this, like his pictures, like this big fat, like. Probably doesn't leave his house very often.
Yeah.
So he's got 11. He follows 11 people. He's got 8 followers. And I'm like, I could have said something funny back, but what's
not
the
even
point?
No,
I'm just gonna bring it up on the back.
No, that screams burner to
yeah,
me.
Doesn't it?
That screams burner.
Yeah. So who's going after the Sandwich Man?
I don't think that's something we're gonna have to talk about off air. But I don't know. Because I guess we'll just have to see, if it persists, in the future posts. But I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like that it's gonna be an epic summer.
Always.
I was at open mic last night. It was a ton of fun. Yeah. But you guys, I mean, it'd be nice if some more people come out and support the open mic. Give a little bit of.
Well, I don't know if you left early, but
I did. Well,
came out late.
That's true. I mean, I do leave early.
You have to go home.
I got stuff to do, man.
Yeah, I understand that.
But that's cool. Okay, so good. So never mind. It sounds like you guys are supporting open mic. But it was a ton of fun, man. It was good to hear you play tunes. I haven't heard you covering songs up on a stage in quite some time. It was an absolute blast, man.
Well, usually people sign up at 7.
I mean,
that's my favorite thing about open mic nights like that is like people were totally into like what I was playing and they're clapping and I said, "Thanks, open mic night."
Yeah, right. Yeah, open mic night.
No.
It's not. This is not a Frank Maloney
concert. I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm
I'm supposed to be sitting down and cheering you on. That's the whole fucking point of that. I feel like I was going to say something before we got lost on a bunch of tangents, but whatever.
Well, I mean, all I know is that we have got a killer interview
We sure do.
with my new friend Kelso. We recorded it earlier. It is insanely fun. I don't even really know like why we ended up having him on the show in the first place. We couldn't find anybody else. And
he said he really wanted to be on a podcast.
It was legend.
He's an old Door County legend, but you know, Matt had never met him. I had only met him for probably 10 years ago when he was bartending at the Blue Ox. But folks, this interview is a fucking roller coaster ride. You have to stick around.
There will be lows. I promise you there will be highs after.
Yes. We'll see you on the other side.
Right, man. Yeah.
We are back here with Door County legend, went away for a while, is back in town. His name is Kelso, as far as I know. I don't know if you have a given name.
Yeah, my real name is Kevin Timothy Luoma, and I'm from Marquette, Michigan originally. Went to high school all up in the UP. Superior Central. It's a little town in Eben Junction, Michigan. I think I had 24 kids in my graduating grade. Oh. I went to high school in Sault Ste. Marie, and then I graduated from Manistee Boxing Club. My dad was a warden, so we did a lot of traveling for the state of Michigan. I often tell people I've been in and out of prison my whole life, and when they're like, oh, I'm like, well, no, my dad's a warden. I've never been convicted of anything. And I moved to Door County when I was in my early 20s, and that 70s show was popular, and people that would have never met me ever would walk into the Blue Ox and say, oh, it's Kelso. It stuck like glue. So ever since I've been known as Kelso.
It's the hair, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
big part of it. And the dumb, party. Yeah. I play stupid. I'm not as dumb as I look, I promise.
I love that.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Because Frank and I both try to play smart.
Yeah.
No, I'm super smart.
Yeah, exactly, man. But it's a good nickname at the time.
Oh, sure.
That 70s show hasn't been relevant in a number of years, and yet here you are. You're still Kelso.
Still Kelso. It's kind of relevant because they're doing a 90s show, and like Danny Masterson's going to prison now. So it's like
that's
the talk
true.
of the town again. So
Yeah.
At least they didn't call me Hyde.
That's true. Yeah,
that would be real bad.
That'd be a tough one. Yeah, that'd be a tough one. But you, you were a Door County legend.
You know, it's funny because that's what people say. I'm just me. And I'm so humbled by that. And it warms my heart. And I was here for 10 years. I moved away for 8 years. I'm back now. And it's just been so cool. I feel like Thanos snapped me out of existence. And I feel like Scott Lang coming out of the quantum verse. And I'm like, what? Everything's the same, but everything's different. Like, it's so crazy. But I must say it's been such a warm welcome back to Door County. And I'm just thrilled to be here.
Well, because I think the only time I met you before was when you were bartending at the Blue Ox.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't go there very often, but your name was associated with that bar.
Always.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you go to the Ox, you got to say hi to Kelso.
Right.
I was young and crazy and ambitious, and I wanted to just knock it out of the park. I mean, you come in and it's like, what's up, friends? Let's do shots. I mean, it was like a higher intensity style of bartending.
Yeah.
And it just fit me. I mean, the bars, a lot of cool antiques, rough around the edges. It's not like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. May I offer you a beverage? It's like, what's up? So I was just good at that.
Yeah.
So it just kind of stuck, and I made a name for myself doing it.
That's
so
awesome, man.
I do want to ask you, the Ox Burger is like, they advertise it like it's very famous.
So it's really good. It's a half pound, and they hand patty it themselves, season it themselves. The guys know what they're doing in the kitchen there.
But in your opinion, after you've been back, I don't know how many burgers you've tried, but what's the best burger you've had in Door County?
Ooh. Oh, in Door County? The Wimpy's at the Tap.
Oh, yeah, my man.
I mean,
but Frank and I have had this discussion a number of times. It's a separate category.
Yes.
I mean, because you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the Ox Burger's definitely up there.
Okay.
Definitely go try an Ox Burger if you haven't. They're excellent.
Man, we got to do we got to rank them one of these days. Put that on the list.
Yeah. I have an idea. We'll talk about
We'll
it
talk
later.
about it later. But yeah, but now, so speaking of the tap, that's where you're at now.
I'm at the tap now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Company man.
Yep.
yeah,
Rocking the tap now.
Steve Miller's just sitting there, just like, hell yeah, buddy. Way to go. Yeah, got another one.
Oh, and you do kitchen too. Well, if I get a deal for you.
Yeah. I've always wondered this at the tap. I've never bartended there. Is it kind of a drag to always be open until 2:00?
Not when you're throwing a party like I throw.
That's
It's kind of a
right,
bummer.
man.
It's like I was kind of having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a different lifestyle. So, you get home, the crickets turn to birds.
Yep.
And then you're like, birds. And then you got to go to bed. You never get to eat breakfast. You wake up at 2 p.m. I mean, it's different. Like, all these people are like, oh, this guy's a rock star. And I'm at my room at 4 a.m. putting together jigsaw puzzles, drinking vodka grapefruits, I mean, but you're still a rock star.
Yeah, man. I mean, I remember.
He was for many years when you were gone, he was pretty much the lead bartender at Husby's.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So,
And
that's
I
a
remember,
monster.
I mean, I remember that same thing. You're walking home, birds are chirping, and it's sun's starting to come up, and you haven't gone to sleep yet.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's a wild ride, man. I could not imagine it doing it. I mean, you're like 10 years older than me. So I couldn't imagine doing it in 10 years from now. So yeah, I mean, you have my utmost respect, sir.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I always tell everyone I'm just me. That's all I can be. If I've inspired someone to do something cool or be nice to someone else, then that's awesome. But at the end of the day, I'm just me. And it's, as you get older, I'm 41. I'm no spring chicken anymore. So it's difficult, but you leave with a ton of money.
Yeah.
So
do you just have like a natural positive energy, or did you learn it?
I learned.
Good question, Frank.
I learned my upset, negative kind of side when I live in cities because I'm not a city guy. I'm that guy in traffic going, get the hell out of my way. It's just how I am. And up here, if I'm doing 25 and a 55 because some little old biddy's driving in front of me, I'm just like, well, I got my tunes. It's a nice day.
Oh, I get upset.
Well, Frank, you got places to be, man.
I'm like, Jesus. Well, so does he. He's got to go to work at the tap.
Yep. The good news is I live very close to the tap, so
That's
it's pretty
true.
easy for me to get there.
Yeah.
I was complaining today about the way vacationers walk. It's like the slowest. Like, ooh, what's this? Like they're taking in each step. And
Yeah.
and it's like, hey, look, I'm just trying to get to the post office in Sister Bay.
Right. Well,
Like,
yeah. I mean, but there's got to be some sort of appreciation about that. Like, that they're truly like just.
well, yeah, they have
taking
nowhere to be.
Right, they got nowhere to be. There's something, there's something very freeing about that. And yet, like you said, yeah, you're like, I'm trying to go to the goddamn grocery store. I need to get toothpaste before I got to go to the post office before it closes, and I got to get to work later. So it is, it is a bizarre place to live. But at the tap, that's one of those spots where it feels like it stays pretty local until Friday night.
The weekends are crazy. Total locals bar, and they take care of everyone there so well. Really, it's a great place to work. It's a dream come true. Like, I'm thrilled that I'm there. I mean, that was always one of my favorite bars on earth. As far as Door County goes, yeah, it's my favorite place on earth. I mean, I've traveled the world. I've been to Japan, Cambodia, Malaysia, Thailand, lived in Europe, been there twice, South America. I mean, just all over 40 of the 50 states. And people always ask, what's your favorite place you've ever been? And I always tell them Door County, Wisconsin. They look at me like I'm stupid, but it's like, well, you've never been there, so you wouldn't know.
Okay, then what's the second?
I would say
Angkor Wat in Cambodia.
Okay.
We ancient ruins. We saw monks on elephants. You know, I mean, it was just the coolest experience.
Were
the food.
You just traveling over there? I mean, just taking the. I mean, the nice thing about Door County is with the seasonality is you've got time to go do stuff like that, and a lot of times people don't take advantage of that. And it sounds like you've done that and then some.
Yeah, so I retired when I was young. I did 6 months here, 6 months in Key West, 6 months here, 6 months in Aspen, 6 months here, 5 months in Europe and 1 month in Milwaukee. It was just all over the board. I would spin the globe and pick where I wanted to go and say, I'm going to go there. So that's the upside of it. You can stay here year round, which has its ups and downs as well. But I was just young and adventurous and wanted to travel and see as much as I could and paint it red and burn it to the ground.
That's badass, man. I love that.
Yep. I was fortunate. Then I got married. But I love my wife. My wife and I have a house in Madison. I'm up here for the summer. We're doing just fine.
Yeah, very cool, man.
But that's why I left for 8 years. I got married and lived in Madison for some time. Did some work down there at some bars and worked at a hotel for a little while.
What bars do you work at in Madison?
Well, I managed this VFW. It was Cranefield's Post 1318 on East Lakeside and John Nolan, but they tore it down and made a high-rise apartment complex out of it. So I lost the job.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Par for the course.
Yeah. I was working at a Halloween store because I know the people that own the Halloween store down there, Dale and Jen. They're super cool. And some guy came in one day and was asking me some questions about Halloween, and I'm all about Halloween. And he said, you're really good at what you do. What would you think about working at a hotel? Okay, I'll try it. I figured I'd take a break from bartending for a while. So I went in for an interview, and they wanted me to come back for a second interview. I'm like, well, how hard can this be? I deal with drunks all the time. And so I came back for the second interview. Turns out they needed a maintenance engineer. So I took that job and loved it. I'd go in these rooms with my little Bluetooth speaker and paint and do whatever I have to do. And then I got promoted to assistant general manager within 6 months because I'm good with people. And that job was very interesting. I don't have to get into graphic detail, but I started finding bodies.
Literal?
Oh, you want to hear the craziest story?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
So I'm working one day and I hear like this blood curdling scream, like someone that would lose their child, just freaking out. So I go up and the housekeeper's unconsolable, and some of my front desk team went, and I'm like, deal with them. I got to go in this room and see what she's screaming about. So I went in, and it was a lady in her 60s, long gray hair. She had stood on a chair, and she had hung herself with a rainbow scarf, and her hand was holding onto the rack that you're on, and she kicked the chair. There was blood coming out of her nose. It was very unpleasant to see. I mean, to see a body, but to see that, it was sad. So the other manager comes up to the room, and they call 911, and there was a language barrier there because she's Spanish, and they called 911, and they asked when it happened, and they said just now. Well, they thought she was resuscitatable, so they're telling me to cut her down. I think my exact quote was, "Cut her down. You cut her down."
Yeah, good idea.
Like, I'm not. She's dead. They're like, and hero mode gets in. No, cut her down. Cut her down. So all I had was a utility knife, and I'm slicing away at her, just a little bit, and I didn't want to nick her hand that was in front of her, so I'm doing shortcuts. She cut loose. Her feet hit the ground. The back of her head hit the wall, and she fell right where I was standing. I had to jump out of the way. Freaked out. I leave the room, and her son and his girlfriend are on the way to bring his mom food in a to-go box. So now I have to explain to this poor kid who's crying, looking at me, saying, "Isn't there anything you can do?" Like, it was a heavy day. And that's just one.
We can give you a discount on the room.
Yeah. Well, the first guy I found, and this is kind of a funny story. The first guy I found, it was an extended stay America, and this guy checked in, paid his rent. Month later, security slide shut from the inside. Well, that means one of two things: the dog did it, or this guy's been in here for a month. Yeah, he'd been in there scientifically for probably about 3 weeks.
Oh.
So they had this awards program where they would award you like points for outstanding, heroic, whatever, finding dead people.
Oh my God.
And so I spent my points on a brand new set of golf clubs, and they're really nice. Like, they had a good, offering of in this point system for rewards. So I call them my dead guy clubs. And I still haven't used them, so I'm really looking forward to using my dead guy clubs this summer. So when I cut her down, I called the manager. I said, "Yeah, I'm going to need another set of golf clubs for this."
You didn't even use the first one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
There's got to be something else.
Yeah,
a bit like a more applicable.
Yeah, I got a $250 Cabela's gift card.
Good.
Oh, that's great.
Well, thank you for your service, man.
Yeah. I mean, somebody's got to do it. And it's funny because the first guy, because the room stunk, I had to undo the bumpers to open the windows. And I was in there doing an interview for a good half hour, 45 minutes. And I told the manager, I said, "I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. It's lunchtime and I'm not eating anything. I'm going to go home and take a shower and brush my teeth." Yeah. So I did. Then I went to Pick and Save, and I got a bucket of fried chicken and a thing of meatloaf.
Damn, dude.
I know. That's literally what I was hungry by then. But
I just love the and a thing of meatloaf.
Yeah, it was 2 for $12 or something. I'm like, I'll take both.
Yeah, that had to be a deal. Like, you're not just like, and I'm gonna find the meatloaf.
Yeah.
Like a bucket of fried chicken, that's comfort food as it is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Add on the meatloaf too. I've had a rough day.
Yeah, rough day at the office.
Yeah. All right.
You think your day was bad? Let me tell you something.
You cut her down.
All right, let's bring it back to Door County. Maybe something a little bit lighter.
Sure.
Here.
Yeah.
Let's
get funny.
In all of your time bartending, you have to have some pretty good bartending stories, some late night, some late night raucous or anything just kind of wild that happened. Do you have anything that comes to mind that you're willing to share?
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine one night that came to visit me, and he ended up taking off with another buddy for a little while. Hey, I'll be right back, kind of thing. And he left his moonroof open. So I told everybody in the bar, I'm like, hey, everybody get to the bar, line up. And they all lined up, and I took glasses and I put like one with Sprite, one with soda, plastic cups full of liquid. And I said, now everybody spit in your cup and let's go out in the front porch. And we all took turns throwing the cups through his moonroof, which was funny. Another time a kid came in with a big tray of cupcakes and he was giving them away. And he said, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we got in a food fight? And I said, yeah. And I took a cupcake and shoved it in his face. It was, and I said, well, you said it. You can't get mad at me. I've had all sorts of, funny, crazy. Yeah, I've seen it. Just about all of it.
Yeah.
I've seen people get down on one knee and propose, and I've seen people throw divorce papers at each other. It's pretty wild.
Have you ever seen a proposal where the lady said no?
I did not, but
a good
the craziest thing I've ever seen was like a bachelorette party. There was like 12 of these girls. They came in from Milwaukee, and right away it was the year that Robin Thicke's "Blurred Lines" was popular. Of
course,
it was a big party song,
yeah.
And these girls went right to the jukebox, played Blurred Lines right away, and one of the girls put a bra around my neck first thing, and they asked, "Hey, if you buy us a shot, if we flash you, will you buy us a shot?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So they took their tops off. They didn't put them back on.
Well, the Blurred Lines, they've seen the music video, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and they were easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
You wanted to take a picture, go right ahead.
Easy
they didn't
in general,
care.
it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. They invited everybody after bar to topless badminton to this house that they were renting by the Cornerstone there. And they said, well, we're coming back tomorrow. So the next day, I knew the trolley driver. They went on this wine tour, and the trolley driver had to tell them, ladies, this isn't that kind of tour. Like, you have to keep your clothes on.
Damn.
So they came to the Ox the next night. One of them had me, she laid on the bar and had me pour cold rum chata on her and her friends. And this happened. It was crazy. Zero F's given.
Wow.
It was, I made $1,000 that night, and it was great.
That's amazing. That sounds like Old Door County.
Yeah.
But you said that they were saying go ahead and take pictures. That seems like that could come back and haunt them.
Probably. They probably won't be running for governor or president anytime soon, but
maybe they never were.
Maybe that would help them.
Yeah, who knows? In this day and age, honestly. Yeah. But have you, so you were in the bar scene 10 years ago. You're back in it now.
Yeah.
The county's changed a little bit, man. Well, tell me, as a guy on the front lines, what have you noticed? What's the difference?
A lot more traffic, a lot more foot traffic, a lot of new businesses. A lot of the old businesses that were here when I was here are different. Mm-hmm. I equate it to like being snapped by Thanos into quantum land or wherever everyone went, and now I'm poofed back 8 years later, and everything's the same but different, but just busier. Everyone's grown up a little bit. People, the people that I was here with originally that are still here have matured. It's just good to see the growth of it,
But it's good.
Good way.
Good.
Totally good
okay.
way. Totally good way. I wouldn't say better, but the same amount of awesome. Mm-hmm. It's always been awesome to me. So to see that it's still awesome just in a different way is super cool.
Yeah, well, I like that perspective because I think the easy answer is just to rag on it and just be like, oh, it's not the same. Good old days, glory days, whatever. But things do change, and to have the perspective of somebody where it's like it is different, but it's still awesome.
Yeah, that's just it. The good old days are your good old days. Yeah. My good old days are when I say my good old days are, and my good old days are living in Door County every day. Mm-hmm. That's me.
Yeah, that is a good perspective. I'm more cynical about the whole thing, as we all know, but
and that's okay. there's things about Door County that I don't care for. There's some people that own businesses, and I'm not going to sit here and talk smack about anybody, but we all know who they are, and they're not very good people, but you don't go there. Don't waste your energy on it. Go somewhere you like.
Well, you support the good, and that's all you can do.
Yeah. That's all you can do is your part.
At the end of the day, I have been in the water for the last 9 days.
Yeah.
And it's all it takes is a 5-minute drive from my house. Yeah. Not even, but that's the water I like to get in.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's exactly it. Is the place is changing, it's evolving, but we just got to protect these pockets. There's got to be things that have to remain sacred, and as long as we keep those things, then there's
like where we are right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean huge. And well, speaking of which, you also have a history with this place too, right?
Yes, I do.
Are we allowed to say where we are?
We're at a student housing complex here in Northern Door County, provided by a wonderful man. Cool. If you're local, perfect. It's a concert venue. We have, I think, 18 people on a full camp. And I've spent here quite a few years. It's summer camp for adults, Disney World for adults. It's the best way I can describe it. It's a lot of fun. There's always someone to hang out with. If you want to be left alone, go to your room, shut your door, put in your PS5, play some Destiny 2. But I like to hang out and be more active and, see what everyone's up to. And everyone here, for the most part's very social. And they're different groups of students and employees and stuff every year. But I was fortunate enough to find this place a long time ago. And I have some crazy stories. Like, for instance, one day I was here and I was super bored and I was just looking for something to do, and I had this idea. So I went to the gas station and I bought all the condoms they had, every one of them. I mean, I got an armful and I dumped them on the counter, and the girl kind of chuckled and said, "Oh, you're busy." I'm not going to get to use any of these. My lifestyle, my
I'm doing something.
Yeah, it's a project. So I brought them back. And there's 3 little pictures when you open up a box of condoms inside the condom box that shows you how to put them on. The first one's like, the wiener, and then the second one's the boner, and the third one's the guy putting the boner wiener with the condom on the vagina. So I cut them all out, and I glued them all over the property. It's like a little scavenger hunt, like a little treasure hunt. I mean, they're everywhere. The only rules are they're not in the concert barn because I didn't want any kids or concert goers to see them, and they're not in anyone's private room. But they're like in the hallways, they're in the bathrooms, they're everywhere in the barn. I mean, I can show you after this podcast like an example of them. So that was one thing I did that just turned out to be kind of legendary, but it was funny. I had this little speaker with a magnet on it one time. It's called an Annoyatron, and every 90 seconds it makes a cricket chirp.
Oh God!
So I put it in the duplex, and they named him Jiminy. They bombed their kitchen like 3 times with fogger trying to kill this resident cricket. It drove them nuts. Then I found one called an Evilatron. So every 90 seconds it goes, "Hey, can you hear me?"
Oh, geez.
Oh, fuck you.
Then I mean, Pandora's box, was opened up with that. I mean, this place is haunted, I swear, It's great.
Wait, what did it look like? Like how did you conceal this device?
So it's a magnet with a speaker on it. So I concealed it like behind the refrigerator.
Yeah, behind
on the side of the stove, like wherever, under the stove. I mean, and there's no killing that. That is going to go until that battery goes dead.
Yeah.
And you guys have had Stuart on the podcast before.
Yes.
Stuart now has that Jiminy. I gave it to Stuart, so he has it. So we might pull it back out to camp this year at some point.
Jesus Christ. Fair warning.
Yeah.
I mean,
fair warning to all the residents
back,
of wherever we are.
Yeah, anybody that knew that I was moving back here pretty much said fair warning.
Yeah. Have you always been a prankster, or was this something that coming up to Door County just kind of like unlocked that in you?
I've always been a prankster. Being from the UP, I mean, there's not a lot to do. When I was a kid, like there was no internet, there was no cell phones, so we'd go in the woods and find fossils and newts and frogs and salamanders and knock down trees and pretend we were Godzilla. And I mean, we were creative. So when I got here, I just kind of turned it up a notch. Like, for instance, I glued a cell phone to the roof of my car. So everywhere I go, people are like, "Dude, your phone." I mean, they roll down their windows, and you can tell because they pass you and then they slow down and then they pull up next to you and they're like, "Dude, your phone." And they're doing the pinky and the thumb motion. And I'm just like, "Yeah, hang 10, dude." And I actually got pulled over one time in Milwaukee. The cop didn't say a word. He pulled me over and walked up to my squad car and saw it was glued on there and just went, and walked back to his squad car. So it's, drive-throughs and whatnot. It's my little prank in the world.
I mean, that has to be, only somebody that is committed to the prankster lifestyle would just make a prank every day. Yeah, it's just that's every day.
Yeah.
Personally, that would annoy the shit out of me. Like, every day I have to deal with somebody going like, dude. Yeah, you're just like, this shit is fucking hilarious. Yeah. Whatever.
And I've had that. I've had people get angry at me before, but I don't care. It's funny. I mean, it's my world and you're in it. I often say in life there's two types of people, me and you.
Yeah. That's fair.
I think that's fair for anybody to say.
Two types of people.
That's it. You've got your perspective and everyone else has their perspective. So it rings true if you deep think about it. In life, there's two types of people, me and you.
That's right, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Damn. So you're here in Door County for the summer, but what's the plan? What's going to happen after this?
Believe it or not, I want to move up here year-round. I don't want to go back to my house in Madison. I want to sell that, and I want to move up here. I'd like to be here year-round. I mean, if I'm working at the tap and they can use my help year-round, money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it up here. I love the people up here. If not, maybe I'll go back to Madison. Maybe I'll go travel somewhere. Mm-hmm. Being from Marquette, I don't want to spend another winter up there. But I spent plenty of times in like South Padre, Key West, stuff like that, all over Florida. So I can always be like the snowbird and move back to Florida. If I wanted to. It'd be pretty easy for me to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Well, I mean, the summer's just beginning here.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you looking forward to?
Seeing a ton of people that I'm really good friends with that I have not seen in a very long time.
And do they know you're back?
Some don't, although some do. Steve was at a place the other day, and somebody said, "Hey, I heard Kelso's back." Oh, sweet. Tell him I said, "What's up?"
I'm sure shit that word is getting around.
Yeah.
I mean, it travels fast.
Yeah, a lot of people probably know already, but there's one of my favorite bartenders used to work up here. Now she's in Sturgeon Bay, and a roommate of mine and I went to Sturgeon Bay today, and we went to the bars looking for her to see, because I miss her and I want to see her. So there's a little bit of that. Like I would like to. I haven't been out a whole lot. I moved in. I started working, so I've been working long hours. But I'm looking forward to having a little bit of free time to kind of explore and revisit some of these people I haven't seen in a long time. I'm really looking forward to that. The concerts. My job isn't a job. If you do what you love and you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. The pranks and the customers that I'm going to be pulling there that don't know what I've got up my sleeve. So, yeah, new place, new faces, same faces. I mean, I'm just the whole experience. Like, being up here for 10 years, I know what I'm in for, and it's going to be fucking awesome.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah,
super stoked.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's it.
Well, shit. Well, thanks for coming on. And I know that before we started here, before Stone even showed up, you said you were really excited to come on the podcast. And I did want to give you a couple minutes to just kind of go off about UFOs.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right.
So I'm into like Lex Friedman, Joe Rogan, Bob Lazar, Jeremy Corbell, Commander David Fravor, Commander Ryan Graves.
Well, the new reports.
Just yesterday.
Yeah.
A guy came out. So my opinion, there's a mothership or an intelligence somewhere sending drones to Earth. I think we have them. I think they're in an area in S4, in Area 51. I think we're actively working on reverse engineering these things. But I think we need the help with the likes of like Eric Weinstein or Brian Cox or, some of these super physicists, I don't know that Neil deGrasse Tyson would do much to help with it, but we need like physicists to like.
Neil deGrasse Tyson would do an awesome job of explaining to the people like what's happening.
Yeah.
But as far as the actual science, I don't know.
The thing about reverse engineering these craft is that it would be like dropping a motorcycle off in medieval times.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't know what to do with it. So this whole Bob Lazar Element 115 thing, I'm a believer in it. Bob Lazar's story has never changed in 30 plus going on 40 years now. God, I'm getting old. He told a story about how there was this like hand reader that would measure the bone density in his hands to get in, and everyone denied it. And 30 years later, there it is, came out. There's a picture of it. Here's an actual physical plate from this thing that he talked about. He even said, "Where did you get that?" Wow, like I just believe it. I don't believe we're alone. I think that Higgs boson happened, and out of all the trillions and trillions and trillions of things that are in our universe, it would be ridiculous to say that we're the only ones. And I don't even want to stop there. Our Higgs boson happened, and I think another one happened up here, and another one happened down there. I totally believe in the multiverse and think just everything is infinite.
The road goes on forever, and the party never ends.
That's right. Yeah. And somewhere out there, something of some existence discovered a way to bend gravity, I guess you can say. So that's it. That's endgame. You can do what you want.
So my question, I didn't know I was going to get to ask this question, but with the most recent report that just came out, it seemed like the U.S. government seemed like okay with this whistleblower. They're kind of just supporting a lot of the claims. My initial reaction is, well, why? Like, why now? And so there's this small part of my brain that's like, aliens are coming. They're en route. They'll be here any second now. Why now?
Well, and you said it. We'll see it in our lifetime. There's just too much evidence. There's too much evidence to support it. There's just too much. And why now? Because you can't hide it. You can only, there's a scene in a Garfield cartoon that I grew up with. It was the Halloween special where they go trick-or-treating, Garfield and Odie, and he plays a pirate. And candy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a classic.
So there's a scene where they're in this house, and the ghosts come in the house, and Odie sneezes, and the door's open, and Garfield and Odie are trying to hide, and the ghosts look at him, and just smiling, they take a door and close it, and they take the other door and close it. Everyone saw them. They're there. You can't deny it. There's enough evidence to, So I think it's the same way with the UFO thing. I don't think you can really deny it anymore. And I think there's two parts of the government. There's the part of the government that's like, well, we have this program and we want to know. And then there's the other secret part of the government that's like, the economy's going to crash. What's going to happen to religion? Like, people are going to go nuts. Like, are we a farm? Are we a zoo?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I hope both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Just milk me.
Quote that.
Yeah, I was going to say, be careful who you say that to. You might get a different reaction.
I know.
Dude, well, I had no idea that we were going to take this turn at the end thing. I'm so glad
I saved that. I didn't warn you about that.
Oh, my God, that was amazing. Kelso, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Can I end this with a dad joke or two?
Absolutely.
Oh, please, yeah.
How does a rock go to the bathroom?
He has a hard time?
It Dwayne's, it's Johnson.
Oh.
I love that one. How do you find Will Smith in a snowstorm?
Mission Impossible, Hitch. What? No, I don't know.
Look for Fresh Prince.
Damn it.
Damn it. Cut it there.
Well, one of these days, I do stand up. I eat a Carolina Reaper, and I struggle through my show.
Jesus.
Dude, it's so funny because
That's
I'm just
like your
this
bit?
is the world's hottest pepper. It's part of it. I say, this is the world's hottest pepper, and then I eat it, and then just struggle and sweat, and I'm coughing and gagging, but then I'm like, yeah, how do you find Will Smith in a snow? It's funny. It's physically funny, and my jokes are funny, and I do original material, too.
It sounds hilarious. Where do we get to see that?
Well, I think I'm going to be doing it later at night, later in the season at Husby's Open Mic Night.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go.
It's
7 to 10?
Yeah, later summertime. When I get a little bit of time off, I'd
Monday.
like to go do a little bit up there. I've got a pretty solid show. A lot of original material, but a lot of it's just jokes too. A lot of it, I didn't make up. I heard and I just tell, and let's have a good time and laugh. So if you know the answer, shut up.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
Yeah.
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 Well, man.
Well, yeah.
Next
thanks.
time we have you on, we'll have to have you eat the Carolina Reaper before you.
Sure.
Before we interview you.
We'll all do it.
Well, yeah.
It's terrible.
You and Kelso will.
You and Kelso.
You got to make sure you have the next day off.
I would literally shit my pants.
Yeah, they're bad.
How funny would that be?
Like on camera.
We'll bring a bottle of Malort and we'll all split a Reaper.
We'll talk
Jesus
about
Christ. Sounds good, man.
All right.
Thanks
Well,
again,
Thanks
dude.
so much for
dude.
having me,
It was a
guys.
ton of
I
fun,
really,
man.
it was super awesome. Shout out to my wife, Miranda.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to be in a podcast, so my dreams come true now.
Well, you did
amazing.
it great, man.
Yeah,
that
you
was
crushed
awesome.
it,
Thank
dude.
you very
Thank
much.
Hey, you're very welcome, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Peace
man.
out.
All right, man. That was a
Unbelievable.
wild ride. thank you so much for saving the UFO talk for the very end. Thank you for leaving me in the dark on that.
Yeah, dude. I think that's my favorite moment I've had on this podcast. Just go, oh yeah, by the way, this guy mentioned to me he wants to talk about UFOs.
That was outstanding. I loved it. But I realized something that we fucked up, Frank. We forgot at the top of the show.
We fucked up?
It's shocking, I know. We forgot the biggest news of the Door County summer thus far, and that is our Bailey's Harbor A's.
Oh, fuck yes.
Have a victory under their belts.
They
man.
do,
They beat Institute and snapped a 34-game losing streak. I mean, that's our squad, man. I mean,
34
now,
games.
I don't want to give the podcast too much credit, but we were at our live podcast in the DCL series last year was at a Bailey's Harbor Institute game, and I remember there being like, this team's frisky.
Yes. We watched it.
It was awesome, man.
We saw them coming alive, and here they are.
So here's our shout out to the Bailey's Harbor A's. Good on you guys. And also, I think perhaps an even bigger shout out, Jason Annis, the Schwam, predicted it against
to beat his own
his
team.
own Institute Cubs. Got a lot of crap for it, but predicted it. And so, I mean, Jason, I guarantee that you're listening right now. Probably not watching, probably just listening.
Probably listening.
But I love you, and I'm so happy for you, and I'm so happy for the A's. I mean, I would have felt a little dirty if we wouldn't have brought that up at the back end of the show. But
yeah, I mean, you gotta just love it. Unbelievable.
It's amazing. They did get their shit pushed in a little bit by Sister Bay.
Well, it's
week.
baby steps.
Baby steps.
It's baby steps.
Absolutely. But I mean, seriously, guys, like we're so happy to be back. It means the world to us, to everybody that is listening to the podcast, that comes up to us. I mean, I have been truly shocked by the amount of people that have come up and said something about how much they enjoy what we're doing. And if you really do, if you like what we have going on, you want us to keep doing this, the most important way that you can support us is really just by
giving us money.
Well, that one. Two would be liking and subscribing. If you're watching on YouTube, we see the views. And there's more views than there are subscribers. So
yeah, that's odd.
Yeah,
What's
so I mean,
there?
just like take the second, hit the subscribe, like it. Let us know that you're out there. It is so important for us to grow the podcast and just share it with people that that you think might enjoy it too. If they like Door County, or if they just like two dumb guys just with microphones in their
Or
hands.
next time you've had too much to drink at a bar, just turn to your neighbor and go, "You hear the Frank Snow podcast? You should listen to it."
Yeah, well, but then what they have to do is get that person's phone and actually take it out and
steal their phone.
Yeah. That's what we need.
Get in there.
That's really what we need.
Subscribe. Yeah, that's exactly what we need from you.
But dude, I mean, I'm pumped to see what is going to happen. We've got some really great interviews lined up. Should we tease them a little bit?
Well, I mean, we could tease. We could say we got somebody who makes the best chicken in town coming on.
We got Paula from the Bowl coming on.
She doesn't make the chicken.
Oh, that's true. But what we're actually talking about is our good friend Carlin Brownman Hatch at the Jamaican Door.
Yes.
Who
the
is
best chicken.
It's unbelievable. And he was awesome about Carlin. Actually, we forgot to mention him at the top of the show with the new businesses. So
he's at the Cornerstone this year all summer long. You guess you got to with a lot of the businesses up here that we've been bringing up, you just got to get on their Instagram and find their hours.
A bit sporadic, but I mean, if you haven't tried Carlin and Georgina's jerk chicken, like,
then you
fucked up. like you got to try.
Just
it.
don't even talk to me.
No,
really.
I mean, like it's so good. So find them now. They used to be at Good Eggs. Now they're
they were at Good Eggs, and they went to Roots, and now they're
Roots
over at Cornerstone
exclusively.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. And then we have our friend Jason White from the Peach Barn.
Peach Barn, man, they're blowing up.
Dude. They're going to start doing food over there. I heard pizza was the rumblings. We'll see. But he's going to come on, shoot the shit. He's another baseball guy. Played collegiate baseball.
Yeah, and I heard there might be some kind of big announcement.
No pressure.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah, you got to just stay tuned. But seriously, guys, we love you all so much. Thank you all so much for listening. Frank, anything else that we got to say to the people before we get out of here?
No, see you later.
All right, man. See you later.